All right, let's get right into it because today we are tackling a topic that seems to, well, defy the laws of physics. It's something that drives people on a fitness journey absolutely bonkers. It is the ultimate weight loss paradox.
I mean, seriously, think about that for a second. You're doing everything you're supposed to do, right? You're in a calorie deficit, you're crushing it at the gym, and yet the number on the scale goes up. How in the world is that even possible? It sounds like it shouldn't be, but believe me, it happens. So, in this explainer, we are going to break down exactly how this happens. We're going to unpack the science behind this super frustrating and actually surprisingly common situation. Now, to really get this, we're not going to start with some dry textbook definition. No, we're going to start with a real-life story of someone who slammed right into this exact wall.
So this is the story of a woman who was, by all accounts, just absolutely crushing her weight loss goals. I mean, she was focused, she was dedicated, and the results, they were speaking for themselves. A perfect example of what hard work looks like. She had lost an incredible 90 pounds. Let that sink in. 90. That kind of success is no accident. That's the result of some serious commitment and really doing things the right way. And she was meticulous. I'm talking tracking every single thing. She knew her numbers, she was hitting her macros, she had all the data to prove it. And then, bang, out of nowhere, everything just stopped. The progress didn't just slow down, it actually went into reverse. She gained 4 pounds. After losing 90 pounds, and without changing a single thing, the scale went up. Can you just imagine how frustrating that would be? She hadn't changed her diet, she hadn't skipped her workouts, but she was gaining weight. And this right here, this is the core of the whole mystery. I mean, basic physics, right? The laws of thermodynamics say you can't create matter, you can't create fat or muscle out of thin air. If you're burning more calories than you're eating, you just can't gain mass. So what in the world was going on? This is where we put on our detective hats. The answer wasn't in her food journal or her workout log. Nope, it was hidden somewhere deeper in how her body was responding to all the intense pressure she was putting on it. Okay, so check this out. Her diet, on point, 1,400 calories, high protein, all perfectly tracked. Her exercise, super intense, 5 to 6 days a week. But then you get to that last bullet point and it is the smoking gun. Only 4 hours of sleep a night. And that was it. That was the key. Her body was just screaming for a break. You combine a long-term calorie deficit with intense exercise, and then you add severe sleep deprivation on top, her system was in a state of chronic, overwhelming stress. This brings us to a really important hormone called cortisol. You know, it gets a bad rap, but it's not evil. You need it to wake up and deal with challenges. The problem is, when your body is under stress all the time, those cortisol levels stay jacked up. And one of the biggest side effects of high cortisol, it tells your body to hold on to water. So that weight she gained, it wasn't what she thought. It wasn't fat. It wasn't muscle. To really get what happened, we've got to draw a really clear line between two totally different kinds of weight gain. Okay, this slide right here is everything. Look at the left side. Gaining actual mass, fat or muscle. That needs a calorie surplus. It is physically impossible in a deficit. Now look at the right. Fluid retention. This does not need extra calories. It's a hormonal response to stress. It's not new tissue, it's just water weight. And it can vanish just as fast as it appeared. So you can see the chain reaction here, right? It's like dominoes falling. The intense lifestyle creates chronic stress. That stress spikes your cortisol. The high cortisol then sends a signal to your kidneys to hold on to fluid. And the result? The number you see on the scale goes up, even though you haven't gained a single ounce of actual fat. So now that we know the real problem, the solution becomes pretty clear. But, and this is a big but, it is completely counterintuitive to what most of us would do in that situation.
Let's be honest, her first instinct, and probably yours too, would be to double down. Oh, I gained weight, I'll just eat even less and exercise even more. But that would have been a disaster. It would be like throwing gasoline on a fire. It would have just cranked up the stress, shot cortisol even higher, and made her body cling to that water for dear life.
So the actual prescription was the total opposite. It was to do less. For 1 week, no intense exercise. Just focus on sleep, maybe go for some relaxing walks, and just let the body's stress levels come back down. The goal wasn't to burn calories, it was to hit the brakes on that stress cycle. And the result? After 1 week of just resting, she stepped back on the scale and she had lost the 4 pounds. Poof! Gone. This was the ultimate proof.
The weight was never fat. It was just fluid that her stressed-out body was retaining, and as soon as that stress signal was turned off, her body just let it go.
So, what's the huge lesson here for all of us? Well, this whole story shines a light on a much smarter, much more intelligent way to approach weight loss. One that works with your body's biology, not against it.
The smart way is what we can call the stair-step approach. You make a small, manageable change to create a deficit. You give your body time to adapt to that new normal. Then, once progress stalls, you make another small tweak. It's gradual, it's sustainable, and it prevents your body from totally freaking out.
This is the complete opposite of what so many people do, which you could call the chasm approach. They just slash their calories and go all out on exercise, creating this massive deficit from day one. And yet, it might work for a little while, but your body is an adaptation machine. It will fight back, and you're just left with nowhere to go except burnout.
And that really is the biggest and most important question you have to ask yourself. Is your plan forcing your body into a corner where it has to fight back with stress hormones and water retention, or are you gently guiding it in the direction you want it to go?
So, here's the bottom line. Your body doesn't know the difference between stress from your boss and stress from a brutal workout and not enough sleep. A calorie deficit is a stressor. It all adds up. So managing that total stress load isn't just some nice, fluffy idea. It is as fundamental to your success as anything you do in the kitchen or in the gym.